Good morning, everybody. We are back again. We are back with the show called the Big R Solution Sports Program. The first part of the morning, we're discussing something that is very, very controversial. Today, I want us to look at the news that we got over the weekend. In fact, it started last week. Last week, it was said to some people, especially those people who are in Bloemfontein, traditional supporters of Bloemfontein Celtics. It was said to get the news that the team has been sold. So they don't have the team anymore. The team has to move to KZN. So that was a very sad news. So we are having a follow-up on that one because apparently the Swelele fans gathered at the stadium, the old stadium where they used to play, have a discussing whether what's going to happen. Are they intending to come back or what? There's a gentleman by the name of Leboga Mokoena. Apparently, he's a businessman from Mokoena Group, which is a business company. So they intend, buying status of a team in the PSL and making sure that they're coming back. So those are some of the things that are prevailing as we speak now. Now, as you know, that my name is the Sobri Boys Wadifatsi from the Big R, together with Lasbon in Twente. I mean, not in Twente. Twente is not with us. He's still in Petersburg. He was not feeling well. He was in hospital in Petersburg, but when I spoke to him yesterday afternoon, he was sounding very well, and then he indicated that today he'll be released. He'll be en route to Johannesburg. So we just hope that he recovers very well. According to him, he has already recovered. So we are happy that he's back. So let me welcome Lasbon. Lasbon, welcome to the show and greet the viewers. Lasbon?
Yes, okay. Good morning, Mr. Chabral, and to the viewers out there. I hope everyone is safe, everyone is well. Over the course of the weekend, everyone is doing well. And and we miss Mr. Jackie so much. We hope for yet again another speedy recovery for him. And we miss.
Yeah, I see that it cuts again. I don't know what happened. Maybe you need to check your connection there. But nevertheless, while I'm still waiting for you to connect, now things are happening. We heard that the boss of Maritzburg United spoke sternly, about the allegation that the team has been sold. And then he went further to say it's not for the, apparently he was making allegations that, this Leboga Mokoena is not right by saying they've sold their status. They don't intend to sell their status as a team. And then Leboga Mokoena has come back and hit back, according to Kickoff Magazine, to say he's gonna sue the boss of Maritzburg United because he argues that he never said he bought Maritzburg United. He said there's a team that he bought, but he never mentioned which team he bought. So he said if that's what the boss of Maritzburg has said in his statement, so that has tarnished his image. So he's then going to take legal action against the boss of Maritzburg United. So we're going to see how things are going to unfold. But not only that, we saw Team Sugazi of the team that were playing Kaizer Chiefs, also complaining that maybe it's high time that the measures have to be strong enough in terms of teams that are buying status, and then something has to be introduced. Tough measures have to be introduced. So Team Sugazi, and don't forget that Team Sugazi is the beneficiary of the same process, because we know that he bought Alice Park for him to be in the PSL when he bought Highlands Park and then turned it into TS Galaxy. But he says, this is him arguing, according to Sokala Duma, he argues that maybe the PSL should look at a model whereby if a person has bought a team, that person should not be allowed for the next 5 years. So that it's not a question that you buy a team and then you come back again. Apparently, at the current moment, at the present moment, with the PSL, the cool-off period is 12 months. So he feels that the 12 months is not enough, and then people should be given at least 5 years and not buying a team. And he's also questioning the method of people not qualifying by playing in the lower league and qualify until they end up in the Premier Soccer League. He said if people don't do that, the whole notion of people are competing from the lower league so that they can go to the upper league until they finally end up in the PSL, it will, it won't serve that purpose anymore. Instead, people will lose and then buy teams, and then just like that. I don't know whether his argument carries any water, but you as people out there, as I always say, I know that you are very intelligent. You love football. You know better. Some of you have been in football for years and years. So your experience, what's your take? But remember that we are a growing brand. We are a growing product. In other words, football, PSL, it's a growing product. It's a growing brand. So as a growing brand and a growing product, so things change. There's technology. So what used to happen in the past may not be applicable today. So we need to understand that some of these things do happen. So I don't know whether it's a bad thing for somebody to buy a status to come back to the PSL quickly, or what's your take? So let's hear what's your take, you out there. You can make your comments on our comment line and then tell us what you think. But nevertheless, last one, I saw that you were lost a little bit. Then I continued a little bit. I was saying, Mr. Mukwena from Bloemfontein, he then said, he bought a team, all right, but he never mentioned a team according to him, as articulated in Kickoff magazine. He said he never mentioned a team, but the boss of Maritzburg United issued a stunning statement, saying he has never sold his team. So Mr. Mukwena now wants to take the boss of Maritzburg to court, take legal action, because he feels that he has tarnished his character. So I don't know, that will be part of the court issue. So that's it in the meantime. But at the same time, I was saying Team Sugazi, the guy who bought TS Galaxy, who bought Highlands Park to turn it into TS Galaxy, is complaining that probably the PSL should come up with a stringent measures whereby if a person buys a team or sell a team, there must be a cool-off period of 5 years, unlike now, which is 12 months. I don't know what's your take.
But I think for me, it's both ways, because if a team is struggling and there's a lot of financial crises that are coming about, and financially the team is not doing well, I think any businessman will jump into that opportunity and try to save it, because that's what's been happening in the past couple of years. That's why businessmen or business people or businesswomen are actually investing in South African football right now in a sense of owning teams or buying teams, because this is what's happening at the moment. So if a team is struggling and it needs financial backing, any businessman or business person, businesswoman would actually jump into that opportunity if they see fit and take that opportunity. So this is also a different side of it right now. And also we must remember that now football has changed. Football is all about business now. Football is business now.
Mm.
So if it makes money, it makes sense, clearly. If it seems like a lot of people are joining in now, coming in into the football world and wanting to owning teams. So also that, I mean, it has become a business. So if it means that any person is able to buy a team, then I guess they can. But what I think most people are always complaining about is the structure of the team, the system, how the team becomes once a new owner jumps in. Some owners tend to struggle in a matter of shaping the team into the right direction, and some are doing a great job. So it's two ways now. So now we start complaining when the team is not doing well, or when we read about the team, about it in a sense of a lot of bad things happening in the team financially. Now the new owners are not paying the players properly and stuff like that. So that's when we start now considering this whole thing of now new owners are coming in. Yes, they're buying the clubs, but now they can't take care of the clubs and the stuff. I mean, the players and the stuff. So now that becomes a problem. So that is when now we start questioning the whole thing of buying clubs, buying statuses. Are you doing it for a good cause or bad cause? We don't know. But even the players' safety also, that's what's more concerning, because now it's not fair for players. We should think about the players now. It's not fair for players to be just tossed around everywhere. So for me, it's the players. I'm more concerned about the players' safety, protection. The well-being of players, because they're humans too. They've got families, and they should be well taken care of. So, but it's just unfortunate that these are the things that even the players can't control. They just
Mm.
there to work. They just there to work and nothing else.
Mm. Now, there's one thing that I don't understand when he says, but what's your take when he says there should be a cool-off period of 5 years? What do you say about it?
No, personally, I totally agree with that. That actually makes sense because it allows the team to adjust and the league to also adjust, to be honest. It allows things to, it gives structure, it gives everything a bit of a structure system, everything becomes systematic in the right way. Everything, like, there's just order. I totally agree with that. But now, hence why I said the problem is when the team is struggling. So now what if the team is struggling financially and whatever that's going on, now it requires financial backing. And if there are people out there who are willing to save the club, then what should happen? I think these are also things that we also need to consider. But the 5-year cooling off period actually makes sense. I think it will be, personally, that would be the first step, that we should actually take.
But
Yeah, so I actually
you
agree
should
with it.
remember that we are in a capitalistic state whereby people have a choice. They're in a capital world. They have a choice of buying and selling. All right. So football, it doesn't differ from any other stock that is on stock exchange. Buy and sell. Let me make profit. So what is wrong with a businessman who his strategy is very simple? I'll develop a team and sell it, buy it and sell it at a profit so that I make money. So I don't see anything wrong with that. That's me. Looking at the fact that we are in a capitalistic state. Because we are in a capitalistic state, so the principle of capitalism are in place. I'm not saying that's a correct one. Get me clear. I'm not saying that's a correct thing to do. You are correct when you say, but at the same time, we need to think about the players. And that is why people like Tulachanya, they will come in. And they need to be commended for what they did in terms of Royal AM, Bloemfontein Celtics, and Chakuma. But I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. We are in a capitalistic world, and some people, their strategy, their business model is to let me buy low and sell high and make profit. So what is wrong with that? So that's the question that I'm asking.
No, that it actually makes business sense, as you were saying. On the business side of things, yes, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. If you see an opportunity on the business side of things, yes, why not? You are not even to blame regarding that issue. But now let's remember one thing. Now football has changed. That's why I'm saying football has changed. It's more business now. We've even seeing this even overseas. So what's the purpose? I also just like to pose a question. Even our viewers out there can actually comment about this. Is football a business thing now, or are we playing, or are we playing based on passion, or are we actually owning these clubs or these teams based on the love of football, or it's just money-making scheme, just the business side of things, just to gain capital and make money out of it? I think these are the questions that everyone should actually ask themselves now, because now it's more of even players themselves. They don't play football for the sake of passion, but it's more of money. How much money can I make out of this deal, or how much, because even it's rubbing off to the players now that it's no more passion, but it's a money thing now, because that's how football has turned into right now. So these are the questions that I have, even for people.
Sorry to cut you short. Let's take the myth out of the whole thing. It's business, all right?
Yeah.
It cannot be business for some people, not business for other people. Why I'm saying it cannot be business for some people and not business for other people. I'm saying if it was not business, the sponsors would not be rushing to advertise in football. Why are they advertising? They're advertising because they see a business opportunity. All right? So you cannot say it's a business opportunity for the big companies. And then when you find a person like Tim Sugazi, who wants to buy, probably wants to sell next year as a business opportunity, you cannot deny him to do that. All right? So it's a business. And then not only that, you have just said the players now, their contracts. We saw what happened with Barcelona, Messi, and so on. We saw what's happening with people like Pjanic, Umtiti, who don't want to reduce their salary or their wage that they signed for, because they understand that it's a business. It's a business agreement. That is why they are contracts, all right? Because contracts are there to guide. So if it was for leisure and luxury and entertainment, there could not be any contract. There could not be so many business in play. So it's business. So let's not allow it. I'm not saying Tim Sugazi has a wrong perception, but I'm saying at the same time, we also have to look at other interests. All right, like at other interests, like business interests that are there. Because business is there for business, nothing else. They want to make money out of the whole thing. Television rights, why we are seeing football in our television rights is because they want to make money. So that's it. But nevertheless, let the debate continue, guys, out there. What's your take? Do you think Tim Sugazi has a point? And we'll see how it unfolds with Bloemfontein Celtics, Mr. Mokoena, Maritzburg United. So now everything goes to court now, and then we'll see. And then last one, I don't know, your last words before I move on.
No, as you said, we'll wait on the final decision or verdict that's been taken, I guess, in the next couple of days. You know, so we hope by the end of this week we'll know what will happen and is Bloemfontein Celtic coming back or not. But it will really be a shame if they don't come back in the DSTV Premiership, because I think they're a team that already has a foundation. They've laid a foundation for themselves been for many years. You know, it's just a complete team. It just needs to be back again. You know, it has its supporters, it has everything. So it's just a matter of the team being formed again. So we just hope that it comes back because it carries a lot of history, you know, within the country, and we really hope for it to come back. And we don't just want it to vanish, you know, out of nowhere and just not reunite again. So we really hope that it really comes back, you know, and yeah, we just hope for the best.
Okay, thank you, last one. We'll talk during lunch hour, okay?